Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. Today is the 26th of May, 2017. It is a Friday. We want to take you, somebody's got some leaky pants.
Yeah, I want to play
They
first.
need some depends.
Rex Tillerson says the president takes full responsibility for the leaks of the UK Manchester info. The president is not happy, and I'm not happy because we've got deep state people doing deep state stupid stuff.
They
He
need
has been
defense.
very strong in his condemnation and has called for an immediate investigation and prosecution of those who are found to have been responsible for leaking any of this information to the public. We take full responsibility for that, and we obviously regret that that happened. This special relationship that exists between our two countries will certainly withstand this particular.
Okay, so Tucker Carlson went on to explain what happened here.
Federal government overplayed their hand. British police are apparently cutting off intelligence related to the Manchester attacks of Monday because intelligence officials in this country couldn't keep themselves from leaking a lot of what they learned
To the New York Times!
Prime Minister of Great Britain, Theresa May, chastened the United States today. Watch.
We have a special relationship with the USA. It is our deepest defence and security partnership that we have. Of course, that partnership is built on trust. And part of that trust is knowing that intelligence can be shared confidently. And I will be making clear to President Trump today that intelligence that is shared between law enforcement agencies must remain secure.
So what is this about, and how badly is it hurting the U.S. government?
If we can't get a hold of this, everyone's going to have to be fired.
The entire FBI, CIA, NSA,
they all have to go.
Yes.
Because if they can't get a hold on this,
shut down all intelligence agencies until we can hire new people. Because they all have to go. This is not acceptable.
because here's the thing, if you're so intelligent and you can't find out who in your organization is doing
leaking
something,
things, then you're not a good intelligence agency to start with.
Government, not just the Trump administration, but all of us abroad. Brian Dean Wright is a former CIA officer, and he joins us now. Brian, thanks a lot for coming on. So I'm confused even by the motive of some of these leaks. I mean, some of them are clearly designed to hurt the new president. Some of them just seem nihilistic and designed to hurt the country itself. What is this about?
Nobody thinks of consequences anymore, do they? Because if you think about that, why did the New York Times run a piece with bloody clothes and bloody batteries? Look, it was not in the interest of the nation to see those kinds of details. Certainly not at this point, and arguably ever. So what was that really about? It was about ego. It was about trying to make money. The New York Times, knows if they get more viewers on their website or otherwise, more advertisers are going to come to them, and more people are going to pay more money for it. So this was not about, informing the American people or people around the world about something that was very important. It was about money and greed. And journalism has become greed in far too many parts of our country. That is deeply disturbing.
But the stories, and of course I agree with that assessment completely, but the stories that they ran were based on leaks of confidential information apparently from the U.S. government. And I would bet you anything they're career people, not appointees. I mean, I'm not like defending the Trump people or making a partisan point. I'm making it a point as an American.
Yeah.
This is hurting our country. I don't think there's any denying that at this point.
You're absolutely right. Historically, leaks tend to come from either the Hill or from the White House. And what I think that we have seen in the past 6 months is that we've got some leakers in our national security apparatuses. And I think that they're doing it, again, for purposes of their own ego, to make themselves feel good, or because they're weaponizing political information or intelligence. But I have to tell you that they need to remind themselves, and whoever is both leaking this and, might I remind you, whoever's publishing this, that there are grave consequences for these choices. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're an informant, right? You're working abroad, and you know either that your information is going to be leaked or potentially could be leaked. Do you want to sign up for that? Do you want to go to that next meeting with a CIA officer, an MI5 officer, or would you want to work with the CIA or the MI5 or MI6 guys? The answer is maybe not.
No,
so that's why this has consequences. That's why this matters.
And you make the smart point, which
it does.
In years past, it was the political people who were doing the leaking, and now I used to laugh at the idea of a deep state, and then you watch this and you think, I mean, that's literally what it is. So let me ask you one final question. Why can't the identity of these people be rooted out? If I'm in a conflict with the IRS, they can pull my Easy Pass records, my phone records, they can find out everything about me. We can't figure out who's doing this because why?
This has to be a priority by the FBI, and that's really what this comes down to. And it's a hard thing to find leakers, but there are tools out there. For instance, even people within the previous administration or this one, they still have their security clearances, even if they don't work for the government anymore. Those folks can be called to task. They can actually even be polygraphed. So there are options, but it has to be a priority, and the FBI has to step up their game. Department of Justice has to make a priority. But no doubt about it, journalists have a certain degree of protection of their sources. But there's a breaking point, isn't there? I think as a society, we want information, but there's a point when it goes too far, and I think the line has been crossed.
Yeah, when other countries won't share their relevant intelligence with us, I would say that's I would say that's the line. Brian, thank you.
So this boils my blood. There's not much I could say about this. I'm so disgusted with the deep state right now, and they have basically taken off all their gloves. They are in panic mode. They're
doing everything they can to sink the ship that is called the United States of America, regardless of who it affects and regardless of the American people.
They don't care who
because if they can sink the ship of America, then they can take down Trump, which is their ultimate goal.
They have
this
in power the idea of their resistance. They got Hillary Clinton out trying to do resistance things. They got Barack Obama trying to start.
We got Barack Obama following Trump all over Europe right now. He's kind of like, Trump goes here comes Obama. Here goes Trump, here goes Obama.
They're really trying to keep the deep state alive, but there's nothing left. The Titanic has hit the iceberg.
Right.
And they're sinking. Okay? The deep state they have lost control. And they're doing everything that they can. The journalists, 99% George Soros. 99% leftist, liberal, crazy. They are going mad. They're going insane.
Here's the thing. Our dog Jasper just had to have her teeth removed. Not all of them, but several, because we noticed the couple were loose, and those were the ones that we could see, and we think, oh, that's the problem. And the vet got in there and was like, there's infection everywhere, and we're gonna have to take out a lot more teeth than you thought because you couldn't see it. And unfortunately, when it comes to the deep state, when it comes to all of our intelligence agencies and all of our media outlets, the infection is so broad. They all need to be pulled. We need dentures.
Yes.
All right, you guys. This is Leah Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to my favorite and Rick. Ring the bell for notifications and find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Listen, we can make fun of this because our uncle who did with us, he had the dentures, and we've worked a lot with dentures, and so it's
we
funny.
have. All right, you can get dentures. I don't know where we come up.
I know, right? Still. Who would kiss you with this mushy mouth?
Oh, it was disgusting.
Great Aunt She had like this huge nose.
It was like a dog, and she's deceased. And her kisses, you just ran for the hills. You don't want to be kissed by Aunt Stell. No, you don't. She could make the bitter beer face. If you're from America, you know what that was in the 90s.
That's what she looked like.
It was bad. All right, I think we love you. God loves you. God bless. Mwah. Mwah.
Cold, all alone, no place for home, every day, so afraid, but you called my name.